Hello everyone, and welcome back to another GBL stream. I'm your host, BultBlaze12, and okay, that name's a little too fancy, but tonight we're using an Ultra League team consisting of Shadow Gliscor, Regidrago, and Empoleon. Now, Gliscor has had pretty good history, nice Shadow for the Ultra League, and this season actually got access to Acrobatics, so we're gonna try and do something with the combination of Wing Attack and Sand Tomb. And Empoleon, it's been an Ultra League staple for quite a long time. Very good defensive typing, and it can really get those Hydro Cannons off. And with Metal Sound and Drill Peck, can definitely keep those Grass types off on their edge. And as for Regidrago, Dragon Breath recently got a buff a few seasons ago, well, or at least got a rework. And Dragon Energy is still pretty reliable despite the nerf. And Vice Grip actually got a buff, so some nice normal coverage, so no fairies can just easily walk in on it. Alright, enough babble from me. Let's get started. Alright, Spring Cup, alright, just a quick reminder, Spring Cup will be done on Thursday. And then we'll just go from there. Alright, enough babble. Let's get started. Alright, let's see who number one is. Sabuki. Gliscor. Okay, not the best lead, but we can work with this. Okay. This is manageable. He's not winning Waterfall. I mean, Waterfall is a pretty good move on it, just considering it also got buffed. Alright. One more, and boom. Perfect. We're gonna do a nice little catch there. Alright. Ooh, Shadow Raikou. Okay, that I did not expect. Okay, this is probably a Wild Charge. Oh, Aura Sphere. I forgot it gets that. Oh gosh. Anyways. Okay. We're just gonna keep going. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like our Empoleon's gonna be doing much this time. So we're just gonna let go. We're gonna go for another Sand Tomb. And we're gonna try a very aggressive farm down with Regidrago. See who he's got last. Okay, this should just be an Aura Sphere. Alright, let's see what this thing has in the back. Oh, Kyurem. Interesting. We're just gonna hit a big Dragon Energy. Alright, looks like the only thing it has Dragon coverage, but okay, it has Dragon Breath. Okay, maybe we should have gone for the. Okay, do we predict the Glacier? Okay, no, it's Shadows. Yeah, it's probably go for Glaciate. Yeah, just I figured. Okay, this we're gonna have to take the L on this one. It's definitely an interesting team. Probably could play that better, but you know, we some start off strong, sometimes start off fall. Okay. All right. Let's continue. All right, Islander 24. Okay, this is a much better lead. Alright, Venusaur's gonna swap it. Oh, not gonna swap. Alright, we're gonna hit this with a quick acrobatics. Shadow acrobatics either gets shielded or does massive damage. And the massive damage it is. Alright, we're just gonna farm up here. Alright. Alright, I believe this thing should have the earthquake. No? Looks like we called it right. Alright, in this range it shouldn't be able to reach an earthquake. Okay, it doesn't even have earthquake. I'm guessing Shadow Ball and Body Slam. Otherwise we've gone for the earthquake ages ago. Alright. Okay, we got the Cresselia. Ooh, nice. We got a shiny Cresselia, too. Okay, we got the Hydro Cannon off at the last second. Looking real good. Very good. Alright. I don't think Regirego's gonna much play this time, so we'll just let it do its thing. This is where Vice Grip comes in, because it will do some nice shield breaking. Or it'll just not break any shields. Alright, let's see if that's how good this health stat is. Ooh, spicy. Alright, so we're not gonna shield this, and we're going to... Alright, it's all up to our Gliscor. Oh, okay, power flickering. That's not good. Yeah, there's a storm in my area, fellas. So hopefully nothing bad comes of it. But we'll have to see. Yep, there goes the thunder. No, I want no thunder in the game, not outside, please. Oh gosh. All right. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, I guess the storm guy distracted me there. Alright. Well, guess we'll keep going. We'll get... We fell short a couple of bits, but... Third time's a charm. Alright, Gliscor into Tapu Fini. Okay, so... Just like last time, we're just gonna go for we're gonna build up to the acrobatics. And I assume they're going to shield this, knowing the acrobatics is in play. Or not. Alright. Okay, running the Mud Slap on a Nidoqueen. That's interesting. Either ways, we're gonna get a shield or two. Alright, so this should only be a Poison Fang. And we Alright, we're just gonna hit this. Which should either be shielded or get the kill. Alright, shield it is. Alright. I'm gonna hit this thing real quick. Alright, this thing should only... It'll probably be a Poison Fang, so I could lower defenses. Okay, we're gonna hit this thing with the quick acrobatics. nice. Alright. Now, this could go two ways depending on what the floor just has. Okay, it has Trailblaze. That should be manageable. So our move will be to get this thing moved and switched into our Gliscor as soon as we can. And just hope that we don't want the Trailblaze. Okay, chilling water. It's gonna go for the chilling water, but that's okay. It's gonna come down to the farm down. Oh, and we win with a simultaneous KO. Alright, third time is the charm. Alright, now we're getting started. Alright. Now let's get started. Let's keep the ball rolling. All right. What lead are we getting this time? Okay, Mandibuzz. I think that should be a good lead. We're just gonna take this thing with quick acrobatics, and then we're gonna switch to Regidrago. Okay, this should only be a foul play. And then we'll hit this thing with acrobatics, and then we'll switch over to Regidrago. Shadow Acrobatics does pretty respectable damage to the Mandibuzz there. Alright. We got Fable, but at least we got Vice Grip, so we can get just some notable damage on this. Vice Grip. I imagine he'll either go for back-to-back Meteor Mashers or Moonblast. Either ways, Regidrago did its job, and we're just gonna get rid of this with Empoleon. Alright, even if it's a Moonblast, we should be fine. Okay. Alright, so the plan here is we're gonna tank, switch that, fire the Hydro Cannon. Now we're gonna switch back to Gliscor, and we'll need to aggressive farm. We're gonna do the aggro farm. I believe should be possible. Perfect. Alright. Now imagine he's gonna expect a Sand Tomb, so we're just gonna fire quick acrobatics. And now we fire the Sand Tomb. Fire another Sand Tomb. And we're gonna throw this in the back. Alright. Now imagine they're gonna try and bait with the Surf, so we're gonna not shield that. Oh gosh. probably should have stayed in with the Gliscor there. Oh, look, Kyogre's nearby. Definitely, Primal Kyogres are definitely spawning. Alright. Alright, let's keep rolling. I guess we're not having the most optimal start, but that's okay. Some teams work, some teams don't. It's just purely experimental. Alright, so Magic will have Sucker Punch. Now we're just gonna hit this thing with Acrobatics and then get out of there. Alright. We should survive. Let's let this thing go for Fly. And then we'll hard switch into Regidrago. Fire the Dragon Energy. And then we'll build up the Dragon Energy again, but then go for Vice Grip. Because Vice Grip's just a little less energy, so it should be able to get some shields. Okay, Parabolic Charge. We're gonna go for the bait, unless they're just letting this thing die. Okay, they're just letting this thing die. All right, fine with me. All right, Regidrago, what you gonna do next? All right, we got the Swampert. All right, so our best way to deal with this is just get this thing as low as possible. Okay. Okay, we're gonna need both shields on our Empoleon if we're gonna stand a chance. Alright. We're gonna have to anticipate if it's a Hydro Cannon, we win. Okay, we should win because they don't have enough energy to get to Earthquake. And luckily this thing doesn't have Mud Bomb, otherwise we'd be kind of screwed. There's the Earthquake. Alright, and I believe, assuming we don't get any lag or anything, this should be the win. Alright. Lovely win. Perfect win. Quite close, yeah, but you know, sometimes they can take all the wins, close as they can be. Undefeated Squirrel Gang, you have a very strong team. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got really lucky when I got this rank 5 Ultra League Shadow Gligar. I think, hold on, I'm not sure if Arlo, I think I got it from Arlo back when he had Shadow Gligar. I don't exactly remember. Anyways, let's get into set 2. And hold on. Okay, luckily it looks like the storm has slowed down for now. There's probably a big fear going into this, because I thought the storm would knock out the power and therefore knock out the stream. But we shall persevere! And speaking of persevere, let's do this! Okay, this is an interesting lead. No, this is actually a really good lead. Scratch that. Alright, this will switch to Empoleon. We probably could switch to Regidrago, but Empoleon does well too. Now it's gonna have to go for a Brave Bird if it's gonna wanna do anything. Alright. We're just gonna fire the Hydro Cannon, so that it gets a kill or a shield. Either way, that's what we want. shield works. Okay. Now we're gonna have to, alright, I believe the play will be using our Gliscor. Because Regidrago should be able to take on the Virizion, even if we lose Gliscor. Okay, perfect. Good health. Good health. Okay. You know what? Let's forfeit. That works too. All right. We'll take the forfeit. I guess they didn't have anything for Gliscor. Or maybe they were fearing the Regidrago. Well, then again, I don't think they knew that Regidrago. So. Good job, Regidrago. You scared them to forfeiting. Alright. Gliscor into another Virizion. Okay. I'm guessing people got these Virizion from the event this weekend. Alright. Regidrago, do your thing. Okay. Now we'll see if this thing has Ice Beam. This thing might be Hydro Cannon or Punch, or let's see what the second move is. Okay. I do not believe it has the Ice Beam. If I were to take a guess, it should have Crunch. I know some people run either in this league. So we're just not gonna shield and let Regidrago do his thing, because thing with Feraligatr is it's a glass cannon. Specifically, the Shadow variant is a glass cannon. Yeah, as you can see, very glassy. Alright, now we're gonna switch to Empoleon. Now let's see what its last move is. I imagine it should be Crunch. Ice Beam? Okay, why didn't it go with Ice Beam the other two times? I still don't know. But we're just gonna fire a Drill Peck and then we're gonna swap. Alright. That's 2. 3. Alright, we throw on alignment. Very, very good, very good, very good. And then we're just gonna hit this thing with big acrobatics. Scrumptious acrobatics. Delicious. You'll love to see it. Alright. Alright, now we're just gonna hard whale on this thing until it dies. Okay, there we go. Okay, now this set's going off much better than the first set. So let's hope we can keep the momentum. Very good, very good. Alright, let's see who's next. Gliscor versus Typhlosion. Alright, I think the plan will be to build up to we'll fire off the Sand Tomb. Okay, probably could have gone for one more, but that's alright. If we time this right, we're gonna have the Regidrago eat it. Or let's do that, that works too. Okay, we got Florges coming back. Let's see what it wants to do. So usually the Florges come with the Trailblaze and Chilling Water. Okay. Predictable. So actually we're just gonna not attack this thing directly. But we're just gonna keep building up energy. Now we're gonna switch to Empoleon real quick. And we're just gonna... Okay, Ampharos, the Ampharos I'd not expect. But you know, always expect the unexpected. Alright. Now, even we should survive a Thunder Punch, even if the thing goes Thunder Punch. But I think it'll go for a Trailblaze or a Trailblaze. All right. Okay. Alright, Regidrago, it's up to you. Okay, I guess he's going for the Regidrago late game, or the... Oh, I'm sorry, the Typhlosion late game. Okay, now, does this thing survive a chilling water? I believe it does. Just barely, but you know, almost counts horseshoe. What's that saying goes? Almost counts in horseshoes, hand grenades. But except we got, I think we got the horseshoes, and we got the hand grenades. There we go. Regidrago is our horseshoe, and I guess Gliscor's claws can look like hand grenades at a certain angle, so we got both. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, Komodo. Actually, I think we're gonna stay in for this one, because I believe this thing has counter. Okay, no. Alright, we're just gonna build up to the acrobatics. But we're gonna fire the Sand Tomb, anticipating a shield. Okay. I guess no one knows about the acrobatics. Maybe this means we could probably fire more acrobatics. Okay. Alright. Seems like we poorly played our Gliscor here, but that's okay. Okay, we did get switch advantage, so that's good. Which means we can align our Florges, the Florges for Napoleon. Now, I believe this thing will probably, if this thing is not running, it should only be able to use Trailblaze against us. Okay, yeah. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Alright, pulling out your own Napoleon, eh? Okay, simple plan. Dragon energy this thing to death. We're just gonna let this thing go for another drill peck. Now I believe we should be able to get one more dragon energy off. We're just gonna fire off a quick hydro cannon. There's nothing this thing can do against me that... Alright. Alright, if the first Trailblaze, we do not shield. Oh, it's not even going for Trailblaze. Alright. We're just gonna get some energy off first. Metal Sound to be doing the Metal Sound, thankfully, has been absolutely chunking this thing. Like, good. Look at all that damage, and that's just from Metal Sound. So at this point, I believe it's safe for us to just shield. Alright, I think they're gonna go for another Chilling Water at some point. Alright. But we're just gonna fire another Hydro Cannon just in case. if we need to reset, we can just always switch to Regidrago. But looks like you don't need to. Alright, let's go. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. I like it. Alright, very good. Alright. I guess we'll see. We'll try to surprise people with the acrobatics nuke a little more. Especially with the fighting type. Because I'm not sure people think. Okay. But we won't be surviving this guy with acrobatics. As a hard switch into our Empoleon. Okay. They switched to Cradilly. Okay. Ooh, nice shiny Cradilly. Alright. We're just gonna fire Hydro Cannons as much as we can. And we're gonna let this thing get chunked down by the Empoleon. Alright. Let's see. Goes for the Rock Tomb. Okay. Going for the debuffs. Alright, this does not win the CMP tie. I assume it was CMP. So we're just gonna Hydro Cannon that. Okay, pops the shield. Okay, will this thing go for Seed Bomb or Rock Tomb? I guess let's see what it has. Oh, Grass Knot. Okay. Alright. You know what? I said this thing wasn't gonna get the acrobatics treatment, but I lied. Alright, let's see. Now let's see if they respect it. Do they respect the acrobatics? They do not! Oh my gosh. Alright, we're gonna quick swap into Regidrago. Because, oh my gosh, that was a strong acrobatics there. Okay, we're just gonna fire off another Dragon Energy. I don't believe Virizion can do much else other than Sacred Sword. And I imagine the next Dragon Energy, they're gonna wanna... Aha! I wasn't even at the Dragon Energy. They sack swapped for nothing. Oh my gosh. Top 10 pointless anime deaths. Number 5. Good lord. I was at the Vice Grip. I will be fair to them. I was at the Vice Grip, but I wasn't at the Dragon Energy. Alright. Now we're just gonna switch back to our lovely Gliscor. And Kapuya! That's another win. Alright. There we go. A perfect set. Now that's what you like to see. Alright. Let's see what we got. Okay, Duskull. Oh gosh. Ah! Stay in one spot. Thank you. Alright. Alright, we'll check you out later. There's a non-zero chance we might be able to hit rank 20 by tonight. Probably not, since I think I need a few more wins. We'd have to get it perfect the next 3 sets. And I think it needs more than 10 to... Anyways. Okay, Empoleon lead. So we're gonna bring out Regidrago. We brought up the Fortress. Alright, we should go for Vice Grip. And despite being the Fairy type, Florges shouldn't. Yeah, Florges just don't. They always run Trailblaze and Chilling Water. They never run Disarming Voice anymore. Now, watch me be wrong. Okay, right when I say they don't run disarming voice, the one conveniently runs disarming voice. Our hope is we can switch out. All right, we banked the vice grip. Okay, this is fine. Alright, we're just gonna have to hit this thing with a bunch of hydro cannons. And we're gonna have to anticipate the hydro cannon, which we do. Let's see what you do here. Okay. You know, this is good. Use up your shields now. Yeah, use up your shields like a good opponent. Now, let's see if they try any sack swaps or anything. Okay, set it down. And we're not gonna let this thing have free farm. Absolutely not. Alright, and we're gonna have to shield all of the hydro cannons. Alright, we're gonna have to expect the... Now let's see if they're probably gonna not shield this one. Alright. But we're just gonna have to farm this thing to kingdom. We're just gonna have to farm to kingdom come. Now the question is whether or not this thing's gonna use. Ah, it does have chilling water. Oh gosh, I had 2 back-to-back ones. Oh, now that's just mean. Alright, let's just vice grip. Yeah, okay, we're gonna take a mulligan. We're taking the mulligan on that one. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna take a mulligan on that one. Admittedly, I did not. You're so used to not seeing disarming voice, but when though disarming voice does catch you off guard. I was like, because yeah, usually the most popular moveset for Florges these days is Trailblaze and Chilling Water. All right, but you know, it do be what be do. Okay, Scorpion battle. Let's do this. Okay. Alright, actually, no, let's not do it. Alright. Alright, it's going for hexes. So our play is going to be Regidrago, now that we've lowered its defense a bit. Alright. We are pretty high in HP, so we should be able to take a Shadow Ball. Okay, pretty well. Okay, they don't have the back-to-back Shadow Balls, I don't think. So it's gonna be a Surf. Oh gosh. Okay, we're just gonna fire the Dragon Energy now then. We'll take their shield as a consolation prize. Oh, okay. Not even. We'll take the Jellicent as consolation prize then. Okay, this is fine because we still have our Empoleon in the back to deal with their Drapion. So we're just gonna fire a bunch of Sand Tombs. Okay. Alright, we'll throw on alignment. 1, 2, 3. 4 and 5. Perfect. Alright. Very good catch. Very good. Yes, yes. That's very good. I like that. Alright, I guess they're gonna not switch. Alright, I believe we win seam. Okay. No, they're switching to the Drapion. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Now, the only thing this thing can do to me is crunch. And we gotta be careful, because they got a loaded Empoleon in the back. Okay. So, the only way we're gonna win this... Okay. Alright. May have not been the move, but that's okay. Okay, they have one loaded. Okay, the win's still salvageable. Alright. Probably could have... Okay, now we should be fine. They're gonna have to throw if they want to try anything. Which they don't. Alright, there we go. Santum. Alright. Kapuya! Alright, there we go. I do appreciate we had a Scorpion of the land versus a Scorpion of the sky. Do they have any Scorpion of the seas yet? Like sea scorpions yet? You know, closest I can think about is like Marine or Toxapex, but they're not exactly scorpions, so to speak. Well, who knows? Maybe they'll add some winds and waves. All right, let's see what we got here. Gyarados, what's your claim to fame? Okay. Looks like you got the Dragon Breath. Okay. This should be an Aqua Tail, but we're not gonna shield it. Instead, we're just gonna fire the acrobatics, and we're gonna switch. So respect it or not. Okay, looks like they respect it. Alright. Cobalion. My old nemesis. With one shield down on theirs, we're gonna opt for the no shield. Okay. Now this Shing should only go for a Sacred Sword, which I believe we should be able to survive. Oh, Stone Edge. Alright. Alright, our plan here is to just Dragon Energy everything. We're gonna anticipate the Grass Knot. They're gonna try and... Oh, gosh. Okay, yeah, this doesn't look like a loss. But we're gonna shield. Oh, now they go for the Grass Knot. Okay, we're just gonna take the mulligan here. Oh, Twister. That explains it. Okay, Aqua Tail and Twister. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Twister actually got buffed this generation. Or, why is it generation? This season. I swear. Yeah, this season, Twister got buffed. Less energy cost and more damage. Alright. Let's see what we got here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, assuming they throw straight away, we're gonna go for the Empoleon swap. Okay, they did not. Okay, but we're taking shields nonetheless. Alright, let's see what this goes for. I bet probably just parabolic charge. Which makes me wonder why they went for the shield in the first place. Okay. Okay. We're gonna wait out the switch timer. See if we can anticipate a catch. Alright, Kapuya. Oh, there we go! Had to bring this out a little early, but, you know, you do what we do. And now it is up to Regidrago and Gliscor to hopefully finish up. Alright, the Scorpion and the Dragon Tail. Alright, gotta use the Dragon and the Scorpion and achieve victory. Alright. Okay, this should be fine. Alright, if this thing has disarming voice, we'll find out now. In any case, we'll need a switch. Okay, chilling water again. Alright. This should be fine. We're just gonna chilling water though. No, I mean shield the chilling water. Okay. Now, what does Belly Bolt do to me is the question. Oh gosh, that cannon. Okay, did not get the debuff. Oh man. Alright. Maybe we should have not swapped in immediately after the Gliscor hit. That's fine. Live and learn. Live and learn. Alright, let's see where we're at now. Okay. Okay, we're one of 4. Alright. Not terrible, but could be better. Ooh. Pangoro. Interesting. Alright. Very good. Now, I believe this should only be a Meteor Mash. Oh god, my counting is off tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Oh no. I said the cursed number. Okay. That's not good. So imagine they're gonna wanna... Alright, so we're just gonna drill peck twice. Actually, no. Okay, actually, no, we're not going to. We're just gonna fire 2 Hydro Pumps. our win con is clear. That's crystal. Alright, we're gonna have Regidrago have its way with the Drifblim. Alright, is it Icy Wind or Mystical Fire? Okay, it looks to be Icy Wind, that's fine. Okay, this is manageable. Let's hit for our big Dragon Energy real quick. And now we're gonna switch. Now, what this thing can do to me is the question. Okay, Night Slash. Okay, that's fine. Just as long as it doesn't get the boost. And I think the next move we power? Okay. Okay, fine with me. Alright, we're gonna fire the Sand Tomb. Alright, we're gonna go for the Sand Tomb play. Okay, I guess we lose CP? Interesting. Let's see what this thing does. Okay. Actually, we're just gonna... We're just gonna keep firing Sand Tombs. And then we're just gonna try and farm this thing down. With Regidrago. There we go. Alright, we got a little... There we go. Picked up the 2 out of 5, but you know, better than 1 out of 5. Alright. Okay, I got a charge TM. I'll take it. Cool beans. Oh, give me that Stardust. I need that Stardust. Alright. Let's take a check real quick. See if things have been happening. Alright, we're doing fine. Alright. Let's see, I believe this is either the 4th? I think the 4th? Yeah, I believe this is the 4th. Alright. Well, oh gosh, very bad lead. Alright, so we're gonna need to get out of there pronto. Okay. Luckily with Metal Sound, this is a much better option for Trevenant. If we had a Waterfall, we would be a little tighter spot. But since it doesn't resist Metal Sounds, we should be okay. We just have to call the Seed Bomb. Or not. Okay, it goes for the shield. Interesting. Alright, now we're just gonna have to... Alright, we cannot afford to shield this, because we'll need it for the wall rain. Okay, it went for the Icicle Spear now. They must be really confident. Now let's see if it respects the acrobatics. Oh my gosh, every time. Alright. Yeah, the issue of this team is it kind of gets core broken by really strong ice types like Wall Rain, and Lapras is a maybe though. All right, but yeah, this Wall Rain absolutely core breaks this team. But yeah, you really, and I guess it's gonna have more presence due to the Powder Snow buff. Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah, getting core broken by Wall Rain is not exactly ideal. But, you know, that'll likely mean Empoleon pops up more often, which will hopefully lead to more ground types. which will lead to Gliscor. But who knows? Okay, what do we have today? All right, we're just gonna fire we're just gonna fire sand tombs. To that and that. Perfect. Alright, we got this thing nice and low. Go with the flow. Very nice. Oh, this Steelix? Okay, this team must be pretty weak to Empoleon, or they might be running a snake team. That could be the case. They're running Gyarados and Steelix. Must be running a theme team. Now let's see if we go for the Earthquake. Nope, the Break-In Swipe. Alright. Though unfortunately we don't beat Steelix as hard because we don't have Waterfall. Which kinda doesn't do us any favors. But we can still get some really good damage on this, which is more important. Alright, we're just gonna keep letting this thing do its thing. Okay, there's the Earthquake. Okay. We're just gonna fire the Acrobatics straight away. Let's see what they have in the back. Okay. Okay, this should be fine. So we're just gonna have to hit the Sand Tomb and absolutely go hard aggro with the wing attacks. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, they're gonna have to throw. Alright, getting them to throw is exactly what we want. Okay, Shadow Ball. Okay. Guess I didn't want to take any chances there. Wouldn't blame them. Alright, we're go for the Vice Grip. Probably could have farmed this thing down, but you know, I'm not gonna take any chances. Not this time of day. There we go. That's better. Okay, okay. Gyarados, Steelix, Trevenant. Interesting team. Interesting team, I'll give them that. Alright, let's continue. Alright. Now, let's see what we got here. Alright, Stoutland. Now, what Fang does this thing use? Okay, Ice Fang. Into the... Alright, we're gonna anticipate the... Okay, Ice Fang Stoutland is not what we want to see. But I do like the Spice. I'll give him points for Spice. Alright, let's see what this thing goes for. Probably a Hydro Cannon. So we're just gonna keep firing our missiles with Drill Picks. And what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna shield this actually. Alright. Gonna hope. There we go, okay. Almost thought we'd have to sacrifice 2 shields, but thankfully we did not. Alright, we're just gonna sink the Hydro Cannon real quick. Now they've got switch advantage back. Okay. Okay. This is fine. We're just gonna hit this thing with some sand tombs. And luckily, Stoutland's low enough to where it shouldn't take too much to take it out. Okay. And Regidrago should hard counter the Ninetales. And we're not gonna shield this. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, all right. Burn some energy. Yeah, we'll let burn the energy. Let's see what it has. Crunch. Okay. All right. Now we just need to absolutely. All right. It should be another crunch. Or let's see what's in here. Okay. Alright, very good, okay. Now this thing should be low enough to where we'll fire a Vice Grip. Now, the one thing this can go for, if it has it, is Psyshock. That's probably the only thing I can see going for it. Unless it's a Solar Beam variant. Oh! No Psyshock. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing it's a Weather Ball Solar Beam variant. Anyways, Kapooya! There we go. Nice little Kapooya to finish that off. Alright. Focus Top Showcase ended. I don't really care about those. Apparently the rewards this time were absolutely garbage. The only real reason to do for those is for this dust anyways. But speaking of dust, we got a Lapras. We're just gonna switch out into our Napoleon. And we're gonna farm this thing as much as we can. Togekiss. Okay, this thing probably has Aura Spear. But sending the Togekiss against the Napoleon is definitely a choice move. But I'm just gonna shield this with Majesty Aura Spear. Okay, they win CMP? Okay, I guess. Didn't know that. The more you learn, because you never see a Togekiss stay into a Napoleon to find out. Alright, let's just build. We're gonna build as much as we can. Okay, I think. No, we'll be fine. Okay, so we're just gonna fire a quick Drill Peck. And if we can move, if we can do this fast enough, we can switch to the Regidrago. There we go. Now we technically have 2 shields. Alright, now we're gonna scout for Ice Beam. Okay, got the Ice Beam. Figured as much. So we'll fire the Dragon Energy. Okay. Fire the Sparkling area. Alright, let's see if we can time the next one, and boom. Okay, perfect. Yeah, if there was a time to do a catch, that was it. Let's hope whatever's in the back does not. Actually, we're just gonna fire the acrobatics now. Let's hope this. Okay. Alright. Night Slash would have been useful here, but that's fine. Alright. I don't believe this thing will go for the Moon Blast. Okay. Alright, we called it. Alright. We should have to hope these acrobatics do enough. Oh gosh, this thing's tanky. I keep forgetting how tanky this thing is. Now, they probably went for the back-to-back grass knots. Because why wouldn't they? No! I'm surprised, but I guess not really surprised, but... Alright, Sand Tomb. Down. And down goes the Cresselia. Alrighty then. Let's keep going. I'm gonna pull out the energy drink. Alright. Let the floor just lead. So this time we're gonna go for the quick Sand Tomb. Okay, I believe this thing's gonna go for chilling water. That's fine with me. Which means we're gonna do a little extra with our dear old Empoleon. Gonna get the extra farm. Alright, go Farmer Brown on this thing, Empoleon. Alright, now the most important thing to do here is to try throwing on alignment, which I believe we did. We are the GBL sound in. That's good. Very good. Now let's see if we can. Alright, we're going to keep the. Now I'm anticipating the Forges will come in, so our play will be just pure Vice Grips. We're going to Vice Grip this thing as much time as we can. Or we'll just let's Dragon Energy. I guess they're okay with sacking the. No. Okay. This is an interesting play on their part. Alright. We're just gonna go for the Vice Grip. We're just swap real quick. Alright, just gonna see if we can do a snipe. Come on, snipe! Perfect, got perfect snipe. We're at 2. 3, 4. Okay. Gonna wait out the switch timer real quick. And we're gonna have to go into here. Okay, this thing's gonna go for multiple. Okay, it's gonna try and throw us off. Okay. Now we're gonna shield because we're gonna see if they're gonna risk the Vice Grip. Okay, no, they are not gonna risk it. Okay, smart move. Smart move. Okay, they're just gonna go for Drill Pex. And ugh, so close. Ugh. Man. Yeah, that's the thing with Empoleon. The Empoleon giveth and the Empoleon taketh. Okay, but three wins ain't too bad. Okay, Furret, I will check you out later. Actually, I'm gonna do a quick check on something. Actually, no, we'll do it later. If it's good, I'll post it on the community section later. All right. Let's see. All right, looks like we got one more set. One more set. Because I believe that was set 4, and this won't be set 5. All right, the Shudyu 18. Okay, we're back with a Virizion lead. Very good. We love the Virizion leads. Alright, and we're just gonna actually switch into Regidrago for this one. Because Swampert can't really do too much against the Regidrago with the Hydro Cannons. But we can pull out the Dragon Energy. So the only thing you can really go for is Earthquake. Which we should hopefully have enough bulk to... Okay, yeah. Okay, we're gonna anticipate the Hydro Cannon. Because I do not believe that has enough energy to get to another Earthquake. Perfect. Ah! Dang it! Okay, back into our Splice where we go. Alright. We're gonna fire a quick acrobatics. Alright, we're gonna try and count this thing. Or not. Oh, the Incineroar. Alright. Our plan here is to Sand Tomb. Then we'll swap. Because this thing will not... This thing doesn't want to eat a Hydro Cannon. And Virizion does not want to eat a Drill Peck. Alright. Alright, if I were the Virizion, I would have probably tried to farm a little more, so as to give me less farm. Alright. Alright, we got the Wobbity Whoop, and we also got the Forfeit. Probably see if the acrobatics beat the Incineroar. Alright. That's one win. Alright. Diego Sky. Do you have creatures of the sky? No, you got a Grumpig. Okay. That's interesting. Alright. What does this thing do to me? I mean, I guess... Alright, you know, I'm actually curious. I believe it gets Dynamic Punch. But does it get okay, Shadow Ball. That's fine. We are gonna acrobatics this thing, and then we're gonna swap. Oh, does not respect your acrobatics. Okay, Lucario. Thought that was Cobalion for a second. But, you know, that's fine. Alright, you know what? This thing will probably go for Power Up Punch, which we should be able to survive. Alright. Now let's see if we can get the... Oh no, we're too short. Looks like we're short of that. I'm gonna try and go for a catch. Alright. Gonna go for a... Let's see what the... Alright, looks like this matchup, it will be dependent on their ability to catch. So we're going to absolutely positively watch for a catch here. Because they're gonna shield this. They're going to absolutely try and catch Lucario. Alright. So we're gonna psych him out a bit. There we go. When you pause for a second, make them think that you go for the charge move. That's when their sack swap comes in, and that's how we win. And with the old Kapuya. All right. Oh gosh, oops day. All right. I believe this will be our third to final match? Or, yeah, third to final. Let's do this. Alright. Let's see. Jonathan TikToks. What's your TikTok account? Honestly, I don't really care either ways. Alright. Goler. Alright. This thing will have Shadow Punch. Well, let's see what it does to Gliscor. Okay. Respectable damage. I think we're just gonna stay in. I think the plan is to stay in. Okay. Well. Oh, beautiful. Yes, give me that yummy, that scrumptious flowers. Give me those scrumptious flowers. Let's try to make a bouquet of this Florges. We're just gonna absolutely farm this thing down as much as we can. Excuse me. Alright. We're gonna go to full 100. Okay. So they got a choice whether to shield this thing. Okay. Yeah, sure, shield this thing. Go ahead, make my day. Use up your shields. Okay. Okay. Alright, we'll just let Napoleon go there. Alright, now what's the plan here? Okay. This is fine. We're just gonna let Gliscor wreak big havoc. 2, 3. Okay. And it looks like we got a CMP tie here. Perfect. So in case of CMP tie, we're just gonna walk through quick to Rage Drago, and we're going to build up to a Dragon Energy. Alright. We will let this go. Should only be a Shadow Punch. Alright. And then, I believe the Dragon Energy should finish this thing off, because Shadow Galurk is pretty glassy. And there we go. Down goes Shadow Galurk. Very good. Very good. Alright, doing good. Whew. Alright, let's see who's next. Alright, now this is an actual match, or is it gonna do that thing where it lags and then... Doesn't give me my opponent. Call it. Oh dear, it seems GBL is having a moment. Error finding match. Alright. Alright, Sebastio F. Okay. Could be a core breaker if we're not careful. Alright, we're just gonna fire back-to-back Hydro Cannons if we can get there. Okay, Trailblaze. Now let's see if they go for the shield or not. Looks like they do this time. Alright, this is fine. Alright, we're not going to shield this. It should be most of Brutal. Okay, Brutal Swing, that's fine. Okay, we need to save our shields for our Gliscor. Okay, actually, scratch that. Okay. Alright. The win con is visible. Hope that it doesn't go for... Alright, let's see who wins CMP here, because it might come down to CMP. Okay. Oh my gosh. Of course. Gliscor never seems... Yeah, having a 0 attack IV stats so cool, Null, until... Alright. Oh gosh, Aurora's is bulky. Yeah. Yeah, the Powder Snow buff is definitely gonna bring some more ice types onto the field. So if you want to choose to run a team like this, maybe consider... Yeah, maybe consider... Yeah. I mean, this team is does pretty good, but you just gotta watch out for the ice types. If they have an ice type, make sure the Empoleon doesn't die, because that's your only way to deal with the ice types. Alright, is GBL having another moment? Looks like it is. $1 billion game, everyone. Man, what is with these servers tonight? Alright, and Cheesy, finally. Now let's see if we are worthy opponents. Okay. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. But if I'm not mistaken, this should be a 5-4. And looks like it's CP tied there. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Got the swap off. Let's see if they go for the K. Okay, guess they don't have the ice beam on it. Strange. Alright, just keep on firing the dragon energies. Because that'll break through the defenses of the Cobalion. Alright. Alrighty, Dragos. Sorry I didn't get to do much. Alright, we're gonna get a quick weak attack in while they go for the double kick. Alright. Let's see. Probably kind of. I think we went through it early there. No, that's alright. We're just gonna hit this thing with the Hydro Cannon. Let's see what the plan here is. Okay. Okay. I guess we're just gonna let this thing go down. Giratina? Okay, I haven't seen one of those in a fat minute. I just had to see if they... Okay, they did not respect the nice acrobatics, but I don't think they need to, since we probably died to a Dragon Claw, since that did get buffed recently. Well, it also got reworked. Alright, pity. But, you know, it do be what be do. We still got 3 out of 5, so that's a net win for the set. Alright, let's see about this time. Another Furret. Alright. Alright, we'll catch this Furret. I'm not sure what the 977 was, but we can check later. Or at least I will. Alright, let's see if we... Ooh, almost hit the 19. Alright. And it looks like we've reached the maximum number of battles for today. So that being said, that will conclude the sets in this stream. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back on Thursday to stream some Spring Cup, and we'll see how differently the meta goes and see how it goes in. Anyways, see you all later. But for now, gotta bolt.